Hello and welcome to day 17 of Business English 1. Today your Boom Diata presentations are due. I have received most of those, I think, but I'm still waiting on a few. Once I receive those, sometime this evening, I will make a list of all of the links for your class, and I will be sending those out to you. Like I did for the self-introduction videos. I will have a paper for you to fill out to confirm that you have listened to all of them, and we'll actually do a little bit of a vote for which one you like best. That will not affect your grade, actually. The vote is just for just a popular vote, just for recognition. Okay? So I will be sending those out to you later today. I do apologize for the reflection on my glasses here. I know that there's a lot of what we call glare, the reflection there. These are reading glasses. I normally don't wear them all the time, but these days with doing everything online, I'm spending so much time looking at the computer screen and also at my phone for doing things that the reading function and also the these have the blue light blocking function, which is helpful for using screens to help protect your eyes. So if you don't have any of those, you might want to consider some, because they are helpful, especially when you're spending a lot of time on computers and phones. Okay, let's move on. Now, after the Boom Diata presentations, the next presentation you'll be doing is a demonstration presentation. Okay, demonstrating something, what does that actually mean if you demonstrate something? You can explain how to do something, or you can inform, give information. Information was kind of what you did in your self-introduction. An explanation is just giving, talking about something, but in a demonstration, there's something different that happens. If you demonstrate something, you actually show somebody how to do something. Okay? Think about like home shopping channels. When they're trying to sell a vacuum cleaner or a blender, what do? Do they just hold it up and show you the item and talk about it? No, they actually use it. If they're doing a vacuum cleaner, they'll throw some dirt on some carpet, and they'll actually use the vacuum to vacuum it up and say, oh, look how powerful it is. Look how clean this carpet is now. Look how well it did. Or if they're showing a blender, they don't just show you an empty blender, but they actually put some yogurt and vegetables or fruit and things inside it and blend them up to show you how to make a smoothie or soup or a sauce. They'll actually demonstrate how to do it, how to use it. Because when you see the actual demonstration, you're more interested in the product. You see how it works, and you can think, oh, I could do this. I could make all sorts of wonderful fruit juice smoothies, or if I buy this exercise equipment, I will have a body like this sports model that's showing me how to use it, because they're demonstrating how to use this exercise equipment, and they have a perfect body. So if I buy this product, I will look the same way. So demonstrating products is a very effective way to sell them. Okay, so today we're going to be looking at some demonstrations. Now, normally this presentation is a major part of your grade, okay? Normally in a semester, this is worth 20% of your final grade. However, this semester, we've spent a lot more time doing some different things with the delay with the coronavirus. Things are taking longer online to explain things and to do some of the things that we would normally do in class. So, and you'll understand as we talk about this, this presentation is going to be a little harder to do it online. So what I'm going to do for this, we're still going to do it, but it will be a much simpler, shorter presentation. So instead of 20% of your grade, I believe this one is just going to be 5, okay? It's going to be a really simple presentation, almost like the show and tell, okay? But a little different focus. Not just something that you love, but showing us how to do something briefly, okay? But it will still be a demonstration. It's just I don't want to make it as much a part of the grade. So I'll say maximum 10% of your grade, okay? But this will be a pretty simple presentation, so don't panic, don't freak out, okay? It's going to be pretty easy, I think, okay? The requirements, because we're doing it online, the requirements are going to change a little bit from what I normally do. It will be an easier presentation. So, physical demonstration. That means you're not just talking about something, but you're physically doing it. You're actually showing how to do it. So it's not only talking, not only explaining, but showing how to do it. Physically showing how to do it. Okay? So you're going to show us how to do something. How to make something, how to wear something, how to create something, how to fix something, how to do something. Okay? So we're going to look at some examples just to give you an idea of what that looks like. Okay? So the first one here is, these are some videos that we created when I worked at a different university. And I helped edit the textbook that went along with these videos. It was a presentations course, so I still have these videos, so I'm going to show you some of them. And this guy's name is Songbei, and so he's going to show you how to make Songbei's special ramen. Okay, so do you know how to make ramen? Of course you do. It's very simple. It's very easy. So Songbei is going to show us a different, what he calls a twist. A twist on something. His own special twist is his variation. Okay, if you twist something or you put a twist on something, that's like your style, doing it your way. Okay, so first of all, I just want to show you this video and let you listen to Songbei. So let me pull up the actual video file here. Just a moment. And listen to what Songbei has to say about ramen.
I bet you all 5,000 won that if I went to your homes, I could find one thing in the kitchen cupboard. Do you know what the item is? Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it is ramen. Ramen is a long, big part of a Korean diet. It is a quick and low-cost meal that takes only minutes to prepare. But what what makes ramen special is we all have our styles and preferences when it comes to preparing this great dish. My name is Jung Sang-bae, and today I'm going to show you how to make Sang-bae's special ramen. Before you get started with the actual cooking, you need to go to your local supermarket and buy some ingredients. For normal ramen, I suggest you go to the noodle aisles and make your selection. My personal favorite is Shinramen from the good people at the Nongshin Corporation. For Sang-bae's special ramen, you need ramen, eggs, kimchi, mandu, it is Korean dumplings, and tteok, it is type of Korean rice cake, and onions, spring onions, and minced garlic. After you arrive home, cut the onions into fine rings and slice spring onion into 2 to 3 centimeter lengths and fill a pot with 500 milliliter to a liter of water. Then put the pot on the stove, and once the water has started to boil, then add the noodles. Boil the noodles for about 3 minutes. Now this is where it gets interesting. Inside the ramen packet, you can find the flavoring and seasoning. Next, open the ramen packet and pour the contents into the boiling water and noodle concoction. Once you have done this, you have the run-of-the-mill standard ramen. However, for the true noodle connoisseur, this is not enough. I will now put a healthier twist on this very common meal. The first thing you should do is add the onion and garlic to the mix. The onion needs to be added early to make it soft. Then add the tteok and sliced spring onion. Don't add the tteok too late or it will be too chewy. About a minute later, it is time to add the mandu. If the mandu is frozen, you should add it earlier. Finally, it is time to add the eggs. Break the egg into the small bowl and beat it with a whisk. Then pour the egg into the ramen. To finish off, get a deep bowl and pour the ramen into the bowl. Smells delicious. All that is left is to eat and enjoy it. There are many different types of ramen on the market and infinite ways of preparing this iconic dish. Today, I have showed you what works for me. The next time you have an urge for ramen, why not try this style? Your stomach and taste buds will thank you. Bon appetit!
Okay, so that is Sang-bae's special ramen. Now, what did you think about his presentation? Was it clear and easy to understand? Was his pronunciation clear? Did he enunciate well? Were his directions clear? Did he have clear steps? Did he have an introduction, body, and conclusion? What about his visual aids? Were they clear? Were they easy to see? Were they helpful? So think about those things. Also, what about his body language? His eye contact, his gestures, his posture. How did he do? So one of the things you'll notice when Sang-bae is talking is that he uses something we call transition words. Transition words or transition phrases, guess I should put that in there too. Transition words and phrases are things that we use to connect different parts of our speech, to signal that we're moving from this topic to another topic. They can also be used to signal time. For example, if we say something like, in the morning, I did this. Before I left home, that's a transition. After you finish this, do this. So those are some words or phrases. And they can be simple things like first, next, then, later, when you're done, after that, before you do this. Those are all different types of simple transition words and phrases that help the audience to follow along more easily, that help to connect our ideas so there's a better flow from the introduction to the body to the conclusion. It makes it easier for the audience to follow us. It makes our presentation sound more professional and more interesting. So what I want to show you here, let me pull this up. This is the script, or what we actually call a transcript, for what Songbei says. If they write a movie, a television show, they have a script. That's the story and the dialogue for exactly what's supposed to happen, what the actors are supposed to do, what they say. It's all of the directions for the story. So that's a script. However, if somebody speaks, if they give a speech or a presentation, and then you write down what they said, if you listen to a dialogue or you listen to a recording and then you write what was said, that's called a transcript. Okay? So in this transcript, you will see that there are some blanks here. Okay? These blanks are where Songbei uses some of these transition words and phrases. Okay? So let's listen to it again, and as he's speaking, try to fill in these transition words and phrases. So I'm just going to kind of shrink the screen here a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to play it again, and I'll leave this here, and I will also send you this file so you have it. Okay, so let's listen to Songbei one more time. Oh, I'm sorry. That wasn't the video. Here we go. Wrong window.
I bet you all 5,000 won that if I went to your homes, I could find one thing in the kitchen cupboard. Do you know what that item is? Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it is ramen. Ramen is a long, big part of a Korean diet. It is a quick and low-fuss meal that takes only minutes to prepare. But what makes ramen special is we all have our styles and preferences when it comes to preparing this great dish. My name is Jung Sang-bae, and today I'm going to show you how to make Sang-bae's special ramen. Before you get started with the actual cooking, you need to go to your local supermarket and buy some ingredients. For normal ramen, I suggest you go to the noodle aisles and make your selection. My personal favorite is Shinramen from the good people at the Nongshin Corporation. For Sang-bae's special ramen, you need ramen, eggs, kimchi, mandu, it is Korean dumplings, Top, it is type of Korean rice cake. And onions, spring onions, and minced garlic. After you arrive home, cut the onions into fine rings and slice spring onion into 2 to 3 centimeter lengths and fill a pot with 500 milliliter to a liter of water. Then put the pot on the stove, and once the water has started to boil, then add the noodles. Boil the noodles for about 3 minutes. Now this is where it gets interesting. Inside the ramen packet, you can find the flavoring and seasoning. Next, open the ramen packet and pour the contents into the boiling water and noodle concoction. Once you have done this, you have the run-of-the-mill standard ramen. However, for the true noodle connoisseur, this is not enough. I will now put a healthier twist on this very common meal. The first thing you should do is add the onion and garlic to the mix. The onion needs to be added early to make it soft. Then add the duck and sliced spring onion. Don't add the duck too late or it will be too chewy. About a minute later, it is time to add the mandu. If the mandu is frozen, you should add it earlier. Finally, it is time to add the eggs. Break the egg into the small bowl and beat it with a whisk. Then pour the egg into the ramen. To finish off, get a deep bowl and pour the ramen into the bowl. Smells delicious. All that is left is to eat and enjoy it. There are many different types of ramen on the market and infinite ways of preparing this iconic dish. Today, I have showed you what works for me. The next time you have an urge for ramen, why not try this style? Your stomach and taste buds will thank you. Bon appetit!
Okay, did you get all of those transition words and phrases while he was speaking? I will upload for you the video file or I'll give you the link for it on YouTube, as well as I will send you the copy of the script here. Now, I did notice, again, while I was listening to that, it's not a perfect transcript. They don't actually, it doesn't match his words exactly, but it's pretty close. Perhaps it is more of a script, what the authors expected him to say, or the words they gave him, but it's not an exact transcript of what he said. He added a few words, he changed a few words, but it's pretty close. And all of the there's spaces there for all of those transition words and phrases. So make sure you complete that, okay, so you understand how those work. Now, back to my question of how was his presentation? How did he do? How do you think he did? Okay. As a little homework assignment for you, and to make sure that you do this, I want you to do a little, I'll say a critique or an evaluation of his presentation. I want you to write down 3 things that you think he did well, and 3 things that he could do better. I don't want to say that he did them badly, but 3 things that could use improvement. Okay? So, this is a homework assignment for you. Okay. We can actually consider that your attendance check for today. Okay. So it's not due today. You can take the weekend, or you can take a couple of days to do it, as long as I get that before class on Thursday. And you can just send that on Kakao. Okay. But watch his video, listen to what he says, watch his body language, his visual aids, his gestures, his eye contact, his posture, and think about um, what was your reaction? What were your thoughts as he was doing this? And for the evaluation here, write 3 things he did well and 3 things that he could do better. 3 things he could improve. 3 things you think weren't as good as they could have been or should have been. Okay? So, and then in our next class, I will go back over this and talk about it some more. Okay? I will give you my thoughts, my opinions, my critique, my evaluation. Okay? But I want you to study it a little more and look at it again before I tell you what I think. Okay? So we will come back to this. Now, you'll notice one of the lines here was, he says, my personal favorite is Shin Ramen from the good people at the Nongshim Corporation. So that using that phrase, the good people, is sort of a funny, light-hearted way to say that it's a good company. Okay? Now, what I have required in this presentation to give it sort of a business focus or a business aspect, so that it's not just something silly. I have required that you use a commercial product, okay, a brand name product in this demonstration. This semester, again, this will be a simpler, shorter presentation. If you can do this, great. And I think you can. So I'm going to leave it there. Basically, choose something in your little demonstration something that you purchased, something that you bought, something that was produced by a company. Okay, and it can be something very simple. And just think about these issues or these questions. What is it? Why did you choose this one? How are you using it? Where did you get it? And maybe how much it cost. Okay, we don't need the exact amount even, but you can give us a general range. Okay, Shin Ramen, and actually this package is labeled in English from the good folks at the Nongshim Corporation. A very popular brand. How much does it cost? This is one of the packets like he was using that you would cook on a stove. Of course, you can buy the small cups or the large, I still call them cup noodles, cup ramen, the larger size. So, of course, the price will vary on those a little bit. But in this presentation, if I had that requirement, that would easily be his commercial brand name product. Now, when he did this video, that was not a requirement. It was not a business presentation. It was simply a demonstration that he had to do, that they produced to go along with the textbook. Okay, but it actually fits really well with what we're doing in this class, with the business focus. So you could do something very simple there. So brand name product, what is it? Why are you using it? Why are you using this brand? How are you using it? You might even say, well, what if I didn't use it? Would there be some negative result or something less effective? You could tell us where you got it, how much it cost, And again, this is very simple, very brief. Okay, it doesn't have to be a complicated thing. It can just be something very, very simple. Okay. All right. I'm gonna stop there for today. You've got some other work to do. You've got the evaluation to do here. You've also got the boom diata videos that are due, and you will need to watch those also before class on Thursday. So those shouldn't take too long. You'll have about 7 videos to watch, and so in total that will take you, 15 or 20 minutes to follow the links and write a couple of comments. So you've got a little bit of work to do before Thursday, so I'm going to keep today's lecture short. And on Thursday, we'll be looking at this lovely lady. Her name is Lucille Ball. She's a comedian. This is her and her husband. So Lucy, and this is on television. His name was Ricardo. That's not his real name. And we'll be looking at a commercial she did for a product called Vitamita Vegemin. This is the advertising poster for that. So it's a great video. I love Lucy. And actually that was the name of one of her television shows, was I Love Lucy. And this is a great video where she is selling a product, demonstrating a product. It's not exactly showing how to do something, but how to use something. So we'll be looking at this along with some other videos on Thursday to get you ready for this presentation. Sorry, my phone was going crazy over there with more emergency alerts. So let's finish there for today. This is your attendance check, and make sure you go through that. And I will talk to you again on Thursday. Have a great afternoon.